Oracle. What should they call her? What should they call her? Oracle. What's going on? What's good, April? What's good, everybody? Enterprise. Hey, 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 hey. We are here to do the elements. I know it was a crazy, energetic weekend. We got a lot of shit going on. And let me just start by saying one quick thing before we get into before we start getting it going. We just had the astrological new year. And over the weekend, what's good, no patience? Over the weekend, I had been saying to the Patreon group that this week is a make or break. Pay attention real quick, right? I was saying energetically that Spirit was telling me that this week was a big, it was going to be deciding how we move forward. Okay? Whether we moving forward, for a short conflict or a long conflict. You know what I'm saying? So now I know why. Because on Wednesday, Saturn has a Cassimi with the sun. And that's ego versus, boundaries and restrictions and having to do shit in a particular way. What's good, everybody coming in, right? So what am I saying? How this shit play out? If you're looking for a response, for those of you who follow like political shit, if you're looking for a response, what's good, Jennifer Boyd? If you're looking for a motherfucking response to the situation and him giving a 48-hour deadline, that response, I feel, will come Wednesday. Okay? Or should I say maybe he takes action and they respond on Wednesday? Either fucking way, we're going to get a window into how this shit going to move forward by Wednesday. Okay? Because there's something that's, you can't outrun the beast or some shit like that. Okay? So I was telling them that I felt like this week was going to determine like which way we were going to go. And then I get off that live. And then I came across something that said that Saturn was going to have the Cassimi with the sun. So that right there solidified it for me. Okay? What's good, patience? Right? Then it told me, okay, that's why my spirit guide said that. Right? That's what I love about my gift or my connection, is that I taught myself astrology before we had the apps, to do the degrees and make the chart. I used to draw them out. Right? But what I love about it is that my teacher is spirit. So I always come from it from a intuitively, and then later on I find out why. Which might be backwards, but it's how it works over here. Okay, that's how I know that I'm on to something. All right. So we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna take a general energy for everybody. Okay, this is being broadcast on TikTok and the YTube. Right? Spirit, can you show me, please? What is it that the collective needs to know right now? Most important message. Okay. One general message for everybody, both those that are listening now and those that will listen later. Let this serve as a timeless reading for whenever you come across it. Spirit, can you please show me? Can you please show me, please, what the collective needs to know, the message they need to know right now? I do take I do take questions, but they are at the end. And let me say, there's no bad energy. A lot of people are afraid that, oh, you know what? Saturn and the sun, that the Cassini is going to be the worst thing, or it could be the breakthrough that you've been waiting on. So it depends on how you come at the energy and what you decide to use it for. Right? So sometimes aggressive energy is best used for breakthroughs, blockbusters and shit. Right? So think of it like that. Don't think of it as fearing any type of particular transit. You should be thinking where you can harness that and put that energy to something creative that furthers your overall cause. And that's what we do over here. We use astrology to assist us. Okay. We use astrology to assist us, right? And in many ways, I teach a lot about, rituals and things like that. But what I'm really teaching, what's good, Nikki, sorry. I'm teaching about how to manifest, how to use tools to assist your manifestation, right? So astrology, right? Rituals, these are like tools to help your manifestation come to life. Okay, we got number 42. Panini. Each other will find ourselves. So here's the glasses. In each other we find ourselves. Okay, let's see what this is about. Number 42 reduces to a 6. In each other we find ourselves. There is a spiritual purpose that only you can fulfill. As you move forward on your journey, you create space for others to move along behind you. And as the ones ahead of you move forward, so too does the room open up for your expansion. Upon this earth, we are all building the sacred temple, each fulfilling our tasks as we assist and support each other in our collective divine mission. How can you help with your heart most actively engaged? What can you offer which inspires and energizes you so much that others are uplifted in your presence? How can you receive from others joyfully, bringing them pleasure, engaging and giving and receiving deeply with devotion? Your wisdom and openness to life generates healing for our earth. Okay, so the timeline you ascribe to is the timeline you are manifesting. It is the timeline that you're magnifying. So if you find that your present experience is not in alignment with what you are manifesting, it is because somehow you are ascribing to a different frequency. We're going to cover that in a moment, okay? May all beings know peace, divine love, and merciful protection. May each one of us know true belonging and fulfill our sacred purpose with open hearts and willing minds. So be it. So the first thing is, there are systems that are breaking down right now. These systems prefer a particular frequency on us because that allows energy to be borrowed and placed in other locations. Now, we're not going to get into their whole ideology and what they have to gain by that. But let's just say that there's been much talk online about a particular person having an egregore or an entity that feeds off of energy. And I subscribe to say that that person is the egregore, and that the more we starve the egregore, the faster this realigns itself. And that what you are experiencing when you have a fluctuation in your energy, when you've already set out to have a particular type of engagement, is because that frequency is tinkering with you. Whether it's through TikTok, whether it's through TV, whether it's through people, places, and things. And you have to be the master of your frequency right now. This Aries season is mad important. Okay, we got Saturn and Neptune in Aries. Okay, Mercury will be there not too long. Venus is there, but she's going to be moving on to Taurus. There's a lot. Listen. We're being shown that this is the time to harness how we feel, because if you can manage to do that, what's good, Huda? Right? If you can manage to do that, then you'll be the master of your frequency, which means you're the master of your manifestation. Why do you think that some people are not even touched by this frequency? Right? Because it has to do with how you come into this timeline, how you address it, how you let it permeate you, and what you're allowing into your sphere. Okay, so we're going to start with the Aries gang. What's good, fire signs? Happy birthday, Aries. Aries, Leos, and Sagittarius, come to the front. Let's see what's good with y'all. What's going on with y'all? It's the fire horse here. We're in a new year, on a new timeline with mad shit in Aries. It's really giving get after it. The thing is, with Saturn there is going to be a push and pull. To make sure that your motives and the reasoning for the pushing and the pulling is in alignment with your highest good and those around you. And if you can maintain that frame of mind, you're going to see big shit in 3 years. Okay? Because that's how long Saturn will be there. Right? So if you can be true to self and what you're trying to manifest, as well as keep balanced, not fucking people over, not just strong arming people, if you can keep a balance of that, you're going to see that these next 3 years are going to be super, super productive. Okay. So we're going to get started. Fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag, come to the front. Let's look at what the challenges might be for y'all. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Okay. Let's see what's going on for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. What are some of the major highlights? I would take this week. Like I said, it's a timeless, right? But we're at a pressure point. Pressure bust pipes, or it makes diamonds, and we're about to see. Spirit, can you show me, please? Occupation, layoff numbers are going to be terrible. Okay, companies are going to be trying to offset expenses. So a lot of people could be losing their jobs, changing their jobs. Wealthy man coming across. Okay. So even those that are working, this could be a situation. What's good, Ethereal? This could be a situation where people is like, ain't nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a J-O-B, right? And toilet labor in reverse. People trying to work smarter, not harder, but it's going to be hard in this fucking period right now. Okay, I do take questions, but it will not be till the end. Okay, and you must be a follower, right? So it feels like some of yous changed your job, right? Some of yous changed your job some time ago, and Although you've had, you might have been on the struggle bus for a little bit. But I feel like now things are starting to fall more in place. You got high honor at the bottom of the deck. If you do things in accordance with the higher self and do not fall into old patterns or shortcuts, you're going to find that this period is very helpful for you. Although there may be a shortage of finances, it feels like it's brief. Spirit, can you show me, please? For Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node, most important messages they need to know right now, please. Most important messages they need to know right now. For Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node, Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. Okay, seems like you're ready to go all the way. Right? So that could have been something that was permeating, and you've been thinking about it, ruminating on something. It's been like bubbling up. You could have been exposed to something that made you desire that, and it's been building slowly. Right? For others of you, you could have started a business, company, something's building slowly. Okay, this could be a concept or something. 8 of Swords, something's really been in your mind. 8 of Pentacles, that's the 8-8. Something about the Lion's Gate. And when the North Node goes into into Aquarius, and the South Node goes into Leo, it's about you moving away from ego, but going after the things that you want that are going to bring you success. Okay, in accordance and in alignment with those things that you've been manifesting, if you can manage to use your fire constructively and not burn shit down. One more, Spirit. One more. Yep. Okay. All right. It's okay. It's all right. You got the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. That is you. You are magnetizing already. Are you magnetizing truth? 6 of Wands is at the bottom. If you can keep truthful and true, you will have a win. Okay, let's get a deck to clarify these cards. You got the 8 of Swords out here. There's something that's been going back to Kelly. There could be something about a move, or there could be something that you reminds you of something that you once wanted to do and now you're starting to do it. It could be many different things. This could be so savage, right? Spirit, can you show me what is this 8 of Swords about? The 8 of Swords is coming out here with the Knight of Pentacles. You were slow to take steps towards something. 10 of Pentacles. But the fact that you were careful about this one thing should show you that it's important. 9 of Wands, you was even resisting it because maybe you didn't think it was for you. Ace of Wands, but the passion continues to grow. Right? 6 of Cups, and it is something from your past. Okay, so like I'm going to use my astrology thing. I had gotten this book. I was 28, right? And in the book, it was teaching how to draw a chart. And, so I drew the chart out. Little did I know that seed at 28 was being planted for this moment. Right? So what I was just doing as like an interest ended up being very important to what I do now. Right? 8 of Pentacles, right? With the Knight of Swords. There has been some things in regards to work that have been uncomfortable. They could have brought problems. I only answer questions at the end. 8 of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. It feels like there's something here that was making something uncomfortable, so you could come to the realization that a path that you had been working on, whether this is with somebody else or individually, whether this is work related or in some other sphere, was not in alignment with you. Okay? And it was so that you could break away from something with the Knight of Wands. And maybe you have done that many times in your life, but you might have done it in ways that was destructive. Okay, this is where the Saturn influence comes in, right? Thank you, my love. Right? So the Knight of Wands with the King of Swords, the way you used to go at conflict, problems, obstacles, restraints may have burning down the house, right? But it might have also blew back on you, right? You could have annihilated the opposition, but you also came out scorched, right? This season is about the refinement, about the balance, about the wisdom that you have accumulated over time, and know when to hold them, know when to fold them, right? Know when to use your sword accordingly. Okay, Aries opposite sign is Libra. So for the fire signs, it's talking about how to be balanced in your pursuit. Okay, with the Nine of Cups here, Spirit, why is the Nine of Cups here for my fire sign, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node? What do they need to know right now, please? You got the Nine of Cups with the Strength card. Okay, how badly do you want to be fulfilled? And what are you willing to be tender about or cautious about? What are you willing to nurture? It's not always about the fire. What do you need to tend to with kid gloves so that you are nurturing the seeds that you're planting? Because you have a new beginning here. That is the Fool. That is Aries card. Spirit, what is this? Comes out with the Lovers. It's a choice. It's a choice, okay, about what you want to give your frequency to, right? Eight of Swords, a prison of your own making. If you know that you are cultivating a new beginning, and then when you first get frustrated, you burn down that very thing that you know you've been trying to, I've been waiting for a girl like you, right? And then you scorch that shit, scorch earth, right? When you come back and you're ready, you know, you could just blow away the ashes. It's gone already. That would be a prison of your own making, right? Also, I was talking about Aries and the opposite sign of Aries being Libra, and that's talking about the balance. The Eight of Swords is a Libra card, okay? It is talking about the repercussions to our actions, prisons of our own making, right? And you've got the King of Pentacles coming out here cross. Okay, so your success, your wow, I like it. So your level of success is going to directly correlate to your level of restraint. Why do I say that? Because you have the King of Pentacles here coming out crossed, okay? He always got some money. He could be doing better if the devil wasn't, you know, fucking with him, right? What is the devil? Hopes, fears, addictions, right? Things that we're not in control of, and they're in control of us, right? And so if this King of Pentacles can find a way to come into balance and not let his ego, the sun, right? If he uses this sun, remember I said there's no bad energy, right? If you use the sun to shine light on the things that have been undermining you, you're going to get the 10 of Cups, babes. You're going to get the 10 of Cups. What if this time your fire looks like the dedication to not quit, but not necessarily burn everything the fuck down? What if that's a different application of your fire? And I think that's what Spirit is getting at. Okay, I think that's what Saturn is here to teach the fire signs. How productive you can be when you are engaging, right, with how your fire is dispersed. Okay, so that's what I have for my fire signs. It feels like this is a test. This is only a test to the American broadcasting system, right? It's like it's there to see if when you get frustrated, if you resort to old methods of operation, which will not heed as, I feel like you'll still get some results, but they won't be as fruitful as if you were to control how you disperse that fire. Okay, so that's what I have for my fire signs. Thank you guys for all the love. I greatly appreciate you. Okay, we're gonna move on to earth signs: Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What's good, Go Live Vegas? If you guys are having any kind of issues with your accounts, or you're looking for an agency, Go Live Vegas is the agency that I am with. They are the best agency as far as I'm concerned. They got quite a few heavy hitters. So if you're in search of an agency, reach out. Okay. All right. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, North Node as well. I feel like all this shit that's happening in the house of Aries is in your 12th house if you're a Taurus rising. So this is going to be a lot about, you know, things that you can't necessarily see. Okay. For others of you, depending on where the house is, whatever that house is ruling is going to be the aspect or the subject matter. Do remember that Aries normal placement is the first house, which is the house of self. So however you or wherever you are experiencing this in your particular chart, it will be a up close and personal effect. Saturn always gets in your grill and lets you know that you're having a conversation with Saturn. Okay, so let's take a look and see what it is that we're going to be looking at. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node, please. Can you show me, please, what is it that they need to know whenever you come across this reading? It is timeless. It is both live on TikTok and the YT. Spirit, can you show me, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and North Node. So there's something about love. Well, there's a lot of things about love. You got the Lovers. Let's go all the way, right? You got courtship, right? And mature woman, okay? So I feel like what's at the bottom of that? Imprisonment. Some of you are breaking out of relationships that are no longer serving you, at least in the structure in which they have been operating, okay? So you could be severing ties. Others of you are choosing new relationships, or you've learned some things out of past relationships, and now you come into it in a different way. I feel like Venus is right now in Aries and about to go into Taurus on March 30th. And around April 9th or so, Mars is going to go into Aries. So what's going to happen? It's going to be, they're both going to be in their domiciles. With them both being in their domiciles, there's an opportunity for internal balance. Earth signs, y'all know how you are, okay? You build foundations when you feel peaceful. So what are you willing to build? What have you learned from your wisdom here as mature woman, whether you're young or old? What have you seen in these relationships, as lovers and courtship, that is shaping now what types of relationships that you are entertaining? And what are you freeing yourself from? Okay, Grand Rising, my love. All right, so let's see. Spirit. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Thank you guys for all the love. I greatly appreciate you. And for those of you who like this style of reading, I really implore that you join the Patreon, because that is where we really create a space that assists us in traversing our life situations. I don't come on here every day and pimp myself to the internet. I'm really working with my group and helping them. As I help them, I help myself, right? But helping us grow as a collective. Okay, so if you're interested, check it out. Spirit, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Can you show me please most important messages? So there's a Knight of Swords out here and a Page of Pentacles. So the Knight of Swords out here with the Page of Pentacles. There's an opportunity to uncover something that has been happening in the background. And the Magician. So let's say you got a hater. Okay? You could be spotting that they're a hater right now. And at the same time, use that fucking frequency to elevate where you're going. Because the manifestation card, okay? The Magician's right next to it. Page of Cups, you know? With the Page of Wands. How you use it, though, whether you use it to harm or elevate, will determine how fruitful it is for you. So everybody has a possible way of like standing in their own way with Saturn and Aries, right? So it's how you prevent that, right? So earth signs, there could be somebody, right? Listen, Uranus is wrapping up its time, 8-year stint that it did in Taurus. There's going to be like a thing on the way out the door. Okay? 9 of Pentacles. In the time that all of this has happened, you have created some opportunities for your independence by your dedication to something. 8 of Pentacles is under that, even though it wasn't easy. The 10 of Wands. I feel like earth signs, you really did stare the devil in the face. Okay, ever dance with the devil in the pale blue dress or the pale moonlight or whatever the fuck it is, right? I feel like you have had to do that and you didn't quit. It was almost like Spirit was checking to see what you were going to do with that Uranus energy. Were you going to run for the hills? Were you going to give up? Thank you guys for all the love. You did not give up. Okay, and I feel like now you're going to see, I feel like a lot of the 8 years you spent uncovering what was for you and what wasn't for you. I feel like there's still one more. There's still one more. Okay, and the 3 of Wands. This is like you're going to be able to close the door on something. Okay, Knight of Swords. You might have suspected that externally. Okay, but there's something here about internally, closer to you. 6 of Pentacles, okay? There's something here about service. There's something here about justice, equanimity. 8 of Wands, communicating to somebody about trying to be fair, and you notice that they didn't give you the same thing in the return. You got the Page of Pentacles here. Why is the Page of Pentacles here, Spirit? Why is the Page of Pentacles here? With the Page of Wands in reverse, somebody didn't even know, okay? They didn't know that you were legit, too legit to quit. Hey, right? Okay? They thought that you had the same energy that they have to you. What's good, Mel? Right? So smile in your face all the while they want to take your place. So this person's jealous of you. I feel like you tried to do something for this person, or you offered something to this person, or you tried to work with this person. Okay? This person feels like in your more inner circle, right? And so what ended up happening is that this person thought you was full of shit the way that they full of shit. So they thought it was their opportunity to like get at you or something, but all they did was expose themselves. Okay, Page of Wands in reverse. Okay, I feel like they don't even give a shit, right? But the Nine of Wands is out here. They, you know, they might not understand that you're the magician in some way, or that you're manifesting, or that you're willing to do something like in the right way, or that you're trying to put your positive hand out. Okay, and so the Nine of Wands with the Three of Wands, all they did was basically show you how resistant they are to working with you, or something like that. I do personal questions, but it's at the end. Okay, and you must be a follower, right? So they try to have something up their sleeve. Like, you might have tried to extend your hand, and they tried to shyst you in some way. Okay, Two of Wands, they made a choice. It's giving 50 Cent. Okay, you fucking stood out on a limb. Now stay there. Because I'm an earth sign, so I don't play them fucking reindeer games. Once you pick a side, bitch, you staying there. Okay, so it very much feels like that. I feel like this person doesn't recognize that in that little shisty moment of theirs, that they've made a choice. Okay, Page Cups. I'm sorry. So sorry. Right? Right about now, this person is starting to figure out that that like the ship has sailed on something. Or Six of Cups, like they made a mistake. I feel like they wish they could go back and fix it, but the Nine of Pentacles, the offer is not there anymore. Three of Swords. Okay, so this now it's like you're willing to go it alone. Okay, Page of Wands, I feel like this person recognizes it was a bad idea, or maybe they were misinformed, or they were informed by their own ill will, that the Page of Wands created a Seven of Cups. Okay, Neptune like got in their fucking head, right? And the Nine of Swords, right? And so now they worry about how they revealed themselves. King of Swords could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but this person is trying to be efficient, cautious. Four of Swords, King of Cups, Four of Pentacles. I feel like they've kind of hurt their chances. The Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Why is that? So Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so you know, this person might not have realized that you already had Seven Pentacles, that you made an offer to involve them or reach out to them, include them, not out of necessity, but out of desire to build a bridge. Okay, the Devil, for whatever reason, jealousy, envy, you know, whatever, they took it out of context. Okay, and you got the Nine of Cups here. Okay, I feel like they're gonna see now. I feel like they wish they would have chosen better. Okay, because they're gonna be watching you win. Look. And this is gonna be them. Look. They're gonna watch you win. Six of Wands. This is the victory card. With what? The Nine of Cups, right? With what? The Justice card, okay? Because you were trying to be fair already, right? With what? The Queen of Pentacles, right? The Queen of Pentacles, right? That is your queen, knows her self-worth, right? Usually a business owner, was trying to do the right thing. And the world, I told you, it's up and it's stuck. Told you, it's up and it's stuck. Ten of Swords, right? But now you can't go back because you wanted to be the fucking emperor so bad, right? You didn't want to be the co-emperor. You wanted to be the emperor. So when you were given the chance to be the co-emperor, you didn't fucking want it, right? And so now this person is getting ready to experience the said repercussions to their actions. And I feel like they didn't all the way step out on the limb. I feel like what they did was they showed a fang, and earth signs saw it. And once you saw that fucking fang, once you saw that this person was not in the frequency that you were in of trying to reach out, build a bridge, something like that, you know how earth sign is. Okay? We be with the shits. Okay? Maybe each sign for a different reason, but we be with the shits. Okay, so that's what I have for my earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. If you have missed fire signs or earth signs, you can watch the replay on the YT. Go over there. Please do give me a follow. Okay, so let's move on to air signs. Okay, so we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Pull up. You're welcome, Nene. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Pull up. Let's see what's going on with what's good. Project Execute. Right on point, right? You know what it is. You know what it is. Spirit. Can you show me, please, for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node, most important messages they need to know right now for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. What are the challenges that they're going to be dealing with right now, please? North Node, Libra in the house. Let's go, Spirit. Can you show me? So we have here Lovers, bad health, coffin coming out crossed, and occupation coming out crossed. There could be somebody around you, or it could be you that could be out from work, right? This could be like a temporary thing. Somebody, or let's say somebody around you, you could have took FMLA because, you know, somebody had a health scare. You could be nursing somebody back to life. For some of you, there could be a masculine who is, you know, getting up in their years and may have had an incident that didn't necessarily transition, but there's a level of frailty. There's a level of frailty. Some of you are having to rebuild situations according to your family dynamics. There could be somebody going through a treatment or something like that. This could also have nothing to do with illness, and you could be revamping, recuperating from expenses. I feel like Uranus going into Gemini after April 25th, you're going to see that the next 8 years are going to transform a lot of you guys' money. Okay. So let's take a look at what's going on with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Can you show me, please? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node, please. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. So you have out here the Page of Swords coming out cross. You got the Five of Cups. You've got the Four of Cups, Spirit. You've got the King of Cups, okay, Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. At the bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups. So first off, you could be feeling blocked by a situation. Let's say that there was a funeral or something coming up, and maybe you can't get the time off, or you're unsure if you should go. There's a lot of things happening. Look up at the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane, right? And then you've got the Five of Cups, okay? Somebody could have taken ill. And this might not even be a family member of yours. You might have heard something about something outside of you that has you looking at a situation in a very different way. What's good, Miss Clara? Has you looking at a situation very differently. has you taking stock of what you do and do not want, what directions are working for you, what no longer aligns to you. Some of you work towards a particular career and now it's no longer in alignment. You're looking at the pieces you can take and shift and to take that in a new direction. Four of Cups is out here. This feels like some kind of making peace with something. King of Cups, okay? Emotional could have something to do with father figures, right? Or what we feel, comes with caring for others. Knight of Cups, okay? There's a duality, okay? Because it's the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords. So we're going to take a look. We're going to see what's going on here. Spirit, can you show me why is it that this Page of Swords is here for my air signs, please? Why is the Page of Swords here for my air signs? Why is the Page of Swords here for my air signs? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. So we have the Knight of Wands with the Strength card. There could be something that feels restricting, okay, that you want to be free of, or you can't be free right now. Or maybe you have a new career or a new job, new responsibilities. Something could have came up, something like maybe an illness or somebody passing or something where you wish you could go, but you really can't, or you shouldn't, right? The Five of Cups. This also could be just making you think about, family, or about fulfillment, about working, how far you're going to work, how long you're going to work, what does work look like? Does it make you happy? Is there a healthy, like life versus work balance, right? Are you letting it just keeps passing me by, right? So you got the Four of Cups out here. I feel like you're doing some kind of self-examination. These could be conversations you're having with friends, a therapist, or even with yourself. Queen of Swords. I feel like you are looking, taking stock, recognizing the areas that maybe you let get away from you. I feel like you're taking ownership of those things. I feel like the Aries Saturn is making you look at the house of self and how you've done good things and bad things that have harmed, worked against you. I feel like you're putting some type of time limit or some shit about how, okay, so I'm doing this shit for right now, but I ain't doing this shit forever. I give it 6 months or whatever. It's like you're putting boundaries, parameters, okay, as to what you are willing and no longer willing to do. King of Cups is out here. This comes out with the Five of Cups, okay? Because I feel like you don't want to have regrets. You could have witnessed somebody who did have regrets, okay? Queen of Wands. I feel like you also want some type of vibrancy or continue in some type of vibrancy, and you could feel like something was choking the shit out of that, right? That was preventing that vibrancy frequency, and so you are now manifesting the way forward and how you're going to be true to the desires and what it is that you're trying to build. Right? Knight of Cups, okay? Because what is important to you has shifted. Here is the Justice card. What's good, Rach? Right, here's the Justice card. Okay, you want to come more into balance, okay, especially with your relationships. Maybe they could have been in the past that you was more worried about your career, but now it could be like, nah, I need a job that, lets me have a private life. Okay, Page of Cups, okay, because you don't want to miss out on something, especially if you have kids or whatever. King of Swords, you're getting a new wisdom, okay, about what is actually worth spending on. And this doesn't necessarily mean financially. This could be like, I spend 60 hours a week on my job and I only get 10 hours a week with my kids. That shit is out of order, right? It could be something like that where you're like, I'm not doing this shit forever, okay? Knight of Swords, okay? I feel like there's a realization about something, okay? Wheel of Fortune. I feel like you're standing on your 10. You might not have necessarily said what your desire is yet, Hangman, but you do have a new perspective, okay? So it's like you're creating an internal clock or foundation of what you will and will not accept. And soon you're going to be announcing that outward. Three of Swords, okay? And it's a little scary because it may mean that you have to let go of certain things, okay? But I feel like your fearlessness and that whole thing that I was saying in the beginning about, doing things in the right way that aren't hurting others and all of that, and having faith and hope that you're in alignment, that you're doing the right thing, will lead you to a proper outcome. It's whenever you get in a selfish energy, and this applies to all the 12 signs right now with that Saturn cazimi with the sun. Don't fuck around and do some underhanded shit. It's going to slap you right back in the face quick. Like super quick. Right? Better to take the stance and say, I'm going to do what's in the best for both me and those around me. And I trust in the divine and the divine order, right? And come back and fucking tell me about it. All right. And the 3 of Cups comes out, right? With the 2 of Cups in reverse and the 2 of Pentacles here, right? Because not everybody's going with you, babe. The Star. Right? But you won't have betrayed anybody. And everybody has free will. Ace of Pentacles, baby. 8 of Wands, right? Let people communicate their actual choices. What may feel like a betrayal will end up teaching you about your self-worth, right? And elevating you, right? Hierophant, right? I'm trying to tell you, right? So, don't be afraid, because I feel like afraid or being afraid can lead you to make a choice that would betray what it is that you want. Be fearless. Let things transpire in the natural order. And keep pulling for that which you feel is more balanced for your highest good and those around you. And you're going to be very pleasantly surprised. Okay, that's what I have for my air signs. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. That was Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, that's what I have for you guys. Okay, and last but not least, we have the water signs. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node pull up. Right. Finally, the water signs. So let's get after it. You're welcome. Spirit, can you show me, please, what is it that the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, need to know right now? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Most important messages that they need to know right now. If you have missed the fire signs, the earth signs, or the air signs, you can catch the replay on the YT channel by the same name. Spirit, can you show me, please? Well, that's a lot. Let's take these. All right, we'll look real quick. Okay, you got thoughts, main male in reverse. There's something you don't trust. Okay, adjudication. Something is becoming official. Sudden, whether this is a divorce, a new beginning, something's becoming official. Sudden wealth. There's money tied to it. Pathway. Mature woman, change, and house. Some of you could be moving. Some of you could be retiring. Okay, something could be coming to a close, and now you have to look at how you dealt with something. For a lot of you, this could be what was in all that was in Pisces, okay, which would have affected the water signs heavily, and that was Saturn and Neptune. You might have had some illusions around the situation, and now hindsight is 2020. You could be getting more of a clear perspective on that whole situation. Spirit, can you show me, please, what is it that water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio need to know right now? What are my water signs, Cancer, Pisces? Thank you guys for all the love. I greatly appreciate you. What do they need to know right now, please? What do they need to know right now? Thanks for the signal. Spirit, show me. The Lovers in reverse. Something's out of order, okay? Could be a relationship, or, recognizing what's been going on in the sector of relationships, okay? Love and marriage, 10 of Pentacles, the Tower, 3 of Cups, right? Hey, my love. Okay, so what do we got out here? We got the Knight of Wands, the Hermit, the King of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. Okay, got the Four of Cups. There's something you're supposed to be examining about your experience or what you've been dealing with, or how, or perspective that you've held on to for a very long time. Something that you thought was the be all and the end all, but something that you're witnessing right now is making you recognize that maybe you weren't so right about that. Okay, maybe you have made a career, but relationships are, hard to come by, or Ace of Swords. Okay, so you might have felt like you've not been with somebody who was truthful or something, or maybe you have looked at what was wrong with relationships but didn't look at what was your own truth, and there's some realization about that with the Eight of Cups. Maybe you tend to walk away from relationships, and or somebody else does, and there could be an honest conversation about how, why, and when that happens. Spirit, what is this Ten of Pentacles here for? And it's coming out with the Four of Wands. Okay, so you could be saying, well, I've made a good life for myself, but I didn't necessarily have a relationship, or I didn't want to share that, or others didn't want to share that with me, or I was too fearful to invest in X, Y, and Z, or something. But the Tower, something is happening that's making you see something fucking clear as day. Justice and the Page of Pentacles. Let me tell you something. Let's say that you were like, well, all these people out here are cheaters. Then the common denominator is that you kept picking cheaters. Or, they always leave. Well, why do they always leave? Is it something? What's going on? And I'm not trying to put you on the hot seat, but what I'm saying is you can't fix the problem till you recognize what the fuck is going on, right? And I feel like the ability to get naked, get real, get clear is going to lead to justice and an opportunity. Okay. Could be a Libra of importance, right? But there's something that you need to reflect on in an event that this could be a wedding or something, but an event that is occurring that is leading to some type of change of perspective. Okay. Four of Cups, and maybe what you didn't choose, what you weren't choosing, what you could be saying, well, I didn't get the Ten of Cups. Well, was it that, what are the odds that no one offered you the Ten of Cups? Right? Six of Swords. Did you, walk away from that? And the you see the Eight of Cups, right? So it's like, I feel like there's something here about the choices in the past. Changes I've been going through because I want to be with you. And now there could be an opportunity to let a relationship in, but it's going to take the acknowledgement of how you have, with the Knight of Wands here, gone after things, then wanted them in that moment, then the next moment maybe didn't want them, right? It's like looking at something about that, okay? You too, hon. King of Wands with the Nine of Swords. Okay, there's a realization about taking action now before you have regrets. And there could be somebody taking action towards you, but they will not put up with the bullshit. So that means that you have to get real and get naked about how you really feel. Like, yeah, in the past, I wanted relationships, but I didn't think that they were in my best interest. So I kept picking the same type of person, but I'm going to make different choices now because I want different opportunities. Okay, you got the Hermit here, Spirit, with the Nine of Wands. Okay, I feel like there was this Pisces season that passed, okay, with the Neptune being there for the last 8 years was showing you, 14 years was showing you all the areas you weren't seeing clearly, okay? And then the Nine of Wands, right? Some of you were resistant to that, okay? But it feels like once you accept that truth, right, and are willing to make adjustments where they need to be made, not on sentiment, but on truth, right? Ace of Wands, then things start to move, become passionate again. King of Cups, what is this about? King of Cups comes out with the Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords, okay? There's something about emotion here. something about the Eight of Swords and what has really been standing in your way and keeping you from engaging in others. And this has to do with the walls that we build up. And then we think it's protecting us, but then we can't see over them or receive over those walls that we have built. Okay, with the Knight of Cups. Okay, you could have been somebody who always financially depended on yourself. You could have felt like that left you vulnerable in the eyes of others. Okay, now there's somebody who could be trying to do something for you, but you perceive it as some type of get over, but it has more to do with your past experience than your present experience. And it feels like this person could be telling you that. Listen, maybe you don't know what it's like to be in the presence of a King of Pentacles, or somebody that could do for you because they feel like it without the need of something in return. And maybe that the fact that you can't accept that has to do with the conditioning that you've had, but don't try to put that on my feet. I really feel like something like that is happening. And this is so that you can be the Queen of Cups, which is you, to be able to receive. Okay? Why is this Four of Cups here? With the King of Swords. Because I feel like if you don't look at this now, you may end up with regrets. Don't allow old structures or beliefs, thank you for the gifts, my love, navigate your new beginnings and your opportunities. Okay, that's what I have for my water signs. Okay, I really have to go because my mom is having an appointment now, but I am going to quickly, so make them good. I might take 2 questions each, so drop them like right now. Spirit will pick, and then I gotta go. Questions. You must be a follower. I do check. You're welcome. Susanna. Let's see. Okay. Yes. She's here, right? Okay. Thank you. I don't know if this person is near you or whatever, or if you pass by them intermittently. They could be a Cancer as well. But the Chariot card is here. Okay, you got the High Priestess here. There could be some silence between you. Okay, there also could be some electric energy between you too. You got the Seven of Wands out here. Okay, so somebody is definitely resisting. This could be because it's a work relationship, or because they think it would be too much work. Star. Okay, Aquarius is here. There is something that magnetizes this situation. But the Judgment card is here. Somebody could have made a mistake. Okay? They could have did something wrong. If it was you, you might not get another chance. Okay? But if this is somebody who has not explored who they are, yeah, see the 2 cards are here, right? If this is somebody who has not explored who they are, or they have other options, okay, or something like that, but it feels like maybe they haven't fully explored who they are or the spaces. It feels like this person may be holding back right now because they're unsure, and they may have some unfinished business, and they also might have some habits that they may have like abandonment issues where they choose people who are avoidant to them. And if that's the case and then they don't come towards you, then you should just be glad for that, because those people will end up always picking somebody who will hurt them because they're trying to prove something. You understand? So cautious with that. Let them make an effort, and it will tell you whether they're capable or not. Okay. Let me see what's over here. Okay. So April, you asked this question earlier. I am going to answer it. Feeling the mist of water. Show me. So Spirit is saying that they're trying to communicate to you to do a spiritual bath, okay? Because you've been going through some blockages, probably in the finances, and you need to heal something, okay? If you can, go to a river and get a little bit of water, okay? If you can't, create some moon water and take a spiritual bath with that, and some other, how you would create your spiritual bath, okay? So that something can be opened and healed around the limitations and the finances area, okay? It has something to do with everything that was happening in the house of Pisces, and now for you to take forward action, you need like a spiritual bath to clear the way. And if you can incorporate like natural element water, that would serve you best. Okay, I'm going to take one more from TikTok. Anything else? Drop it like it's hot, right? So Nikki, is this agent trying to ghost me? I think they're busy and they have a lot of clients. Okay. If you haven't signed a 6-month agreement with them, then you should maybe, move along, move around, right? If you have signed a 6-month agreement, do what I did. I started listing homes myself and then sending them to them. Okay. Telling them what days I had, trying to get those viewings. You're going to have to be more aggressive. But he may be spread too thin. And so he's going to go with the highest bidder. You need somebody who's not making as much moves and who's going to be more aggressive because they're hungry. Okay? That's what I got for you. All right, let me take one more and then I'm going. Is this divorce happening? Please please do follow me on all the platforms. Help a sister out, okay? In spirit, it's done. But they also don't want you to move on. And so, do you want a reality? Because as an Aries, you're going to have to make some changes for yourself, or somebody's going to keep you in limbo, and you know what that do. Because it would be solely out of ego, honey. Right? So they could do what they do, but then you can't do shit. You're going to have to decide if that's the life you want to live, or if you're ready to, set the sky on fire. Okay? It's a fire horse here, Nick. You know what I'm saying? You can get after that shit. And should they change their mind, let them come chasing after you for change. Okay? That's what I have for you all. I do this every Monday. I do try to come on if I have, room. I come on other days as best be. My Patreon groups gets the utmost attention from me. If you want more personal attention from me, then you'll come over to the Patreon. Okay. Please, I'm wishing you all light and love and blessings on blessings. Bye, guys. Bye, my loves.